welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
All right, good morning. Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA Bid. Happy Thursday, or also happy evening if you are an international fella like our guy Contrabas Celtita. We get a fun one for some of you. Fun one for some of you. We're going to talk about last night's basketball action. We got one game tonight. We get the 89 Cavs this afternoon, either at 1:30 or 3:30 TBD. Stay tuned for the tweets. But the 89 Cavs will be back. Justin and Steve. Steve will probably be shirtless, just celebrating the Knicks. And then no show tomorrow. No NBA bit tomorrow. Your boys on the road. If something spicy happens tonight in this Warriors-Timberwolves game, something noteworthy, we're going to do a special breaking show. We'll do it tonight live after the game. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of energy we got. Who do we got in the chat, though? Speaking of energy, we got Sneeps in here. We got happy birthday to Quentin Grimes, Tamati Kamara. Thank you, Common Man. King James in here. I love that somebody with the name King James is rooting for the Knicks. It's like LeBron James energy right there. Maybe your name is just James, and that's why. But congrats. Botavine in the chat, 3DK. Yeah, hard to get to Boston 5 now. We got Snoopaloop. Happy National Coke Day. Or is it Coca-Cola? And then Stone Cold in there. Pacers Knicks. It's happening. Yeah, I saw every single Twitter account, tweet out the video from Raw between Halliburton and Jalen Brunson being like, oh my God, this is going to be the Eastern Conference Finals. Also, Underdog, I like the Underdog Twitter account tweeting that out. Like, I just want them to be better, man. You don't have to be one of those like aggregating Twitter accounts. Just tell us the dope shows you got coming up on your content side of things. Tell us about the drafts that are going on. Tell us about the pick'ems. I don't need you tweeting out videos, bro. I know that's not what they want. They want the clicks. They want the engagement. Grow up. Be an adult. Grow up. Regulator in the chat. Good to see you. All right, enough of that. Let's transition this energy into Celtics Knicks because, whoo boy, the Celtics blew it again. Really impressive stuff from them. They, just decided to get up 20 and then decided to blow that lead. They don't look good. They don't look good. And I don't even want to take anything away from the Knicks because I think what has been impressive from New York here is their fourth quarter execution because 6 of the 8 quarters so far, Celtics clearly the better team. I mean, the third quarter, I guess you give to the Knicks in game 1, but they don't look right. I mean, they don't look like it's not like they've been dominating. I mean, the Celtics went out there in the first quarter, bully balled them. They got a little bit more aggressive. I thought it was very interesting, by the way, for Joe Mazzulla to come out the day after the game being like, I actually only thought 2 of those 3-point shots were bad. We're not going to change a goddamn thing. And then they went out there and it was so clear that they decided to change it, right? They were like, we got to be aggressive. Let's attack at the rim. Porzingis came off the bench in this one. He's clearly not 100%. And before we pick that apart, man, I hope he's just okay. That is like a little scary, right? To be sick that long, since March, and then to still be dealing with it. And I mean, they talked to him a little bit after the game, and you could just tell he's just so frustrated. And I know the Porzingis thing, he looks like a giraffe, so it's not surprising when he gets dinged up or hurt. But man, this one feels a little scary. I'm not going to make fun of that one. Let's look at the box score, though. Let's get a feel for this. I think some of the most concerning stuff on the Boston side of stuff. Ready? So last night, Jalen Brunson had 17 points, 2 for 9 from 3, 6 for 19 from the field. In game 1, Karl Anthony Towns had 13 points. So in both games, they shut down one of their best offensive weapons. And I know Brunson still got going in the fourth quarter when it mattered, but for the most part, not great games from their best guys. And yet somehow the Celtics at home are down 0-2. They have missed 75 3-pointers already. 75 threes. That's nuts. That's nuts. Like, if they had attempted 75 threes in the first 2 games, you'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah. Cool. No, they didn't attempt 75 in the first 2. They've missed 75. They went 10 for 40. So they followed up that 15 for 60 with a 10 for 40. That's 25 for 100 for you math dorks out there. 25% from 3 so far. They held the Knicks to 91 points and yet still lost the game. Tatum was just brutal. And I think when you go down the stretch, the fourth quarter had a lot of A lot of things that were ugly, but there was one play that everybody's going to highlight, I assume, this morning. And that is like a handful of minutes left in the game. Knicks turn the ball over. They have like a 2-on-1, I think. Tatum gets the ball. I forget who he got the ball to. Was it maybe Al? Brunson goes down. The ball is kicked out to Tatum for a corner three. Now, listen, it is a good shot statistically. If you speak to any math virgin, they will tell you that is a good shot. The corner three, one of the best shots in basketball, right? And it's wide open, and it's Jason Tatum. Here's my counter. Al Horford's under the basket. Jalen Brunson is on his ass, and you haven't hit a three-pointer since 1992. Maybe, I don't know. Just go run and dunk it. Go run and dunk it. Give it to Al. Let Al dunk it. Just dunk it. Just dunk it. Just dunk it. Why are we the amount of threes have just been incredible. And listen, I know that's how they got there. They're good shots. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just saying, maybe if the ball's not going through the net, just go get a bucket. The Celtics, I believe, missed like 14 of 15 field goals in the fourth quarter. Like, it was just ugly stuff. They were held to just 17 points in the fourth. And then it comes down to this here. And the Knicks finally take the lead. And then you have, the Celtics run this out of bounds play that they've run a bunch of times. I feel like they just save it for the postseason or in one possession games late. They out of bounds play. Tatum just comes almost like it's arena football. You know how you can get like that running start? Just kind of runs in, grabs the ball at the top, runs by, throws it down. Celtics get a 1-point lead now, but there's 18 seconds left. Knicks go down. Brunson gets fouled. Brunson goes to the line. Brunson knocks them both down. And then for the second consecutive playoff game at home, the Celtics cannot get a shot off. Down one. Or I guess the other one was down 3. Just some stuff, just some wild stuff. Then now another thing is that's going to get discussed quite a bit here. Let's read off some of the Knicks stats. Let's give them some love. Knicks went with an 8-man rotation, although it's like really 7.5. Payne played 5 minutes. Towns needed to show up. I said it yesterday on stream. I said it in a bunch of different places that we were due for a Karl Anthony Towns game. He did some big boy stuff last night. He had 21 and 17 in this game. Bridges, like, listen, man, he sucks for 3 quarters and then turns into awesome. He just turns into an awesome guy in the fourth. He had 14, 7, and 5, 3 steals with the key one late. Brunson, we mentioned 17, and then Josh Hart with 23 and 6. Got 6 and 8 from Mitchell Robinson with 3 steals. According to, I lost the tweet. According to Sean Grandy, let's get Grandy up here. He shared a couple of stuff. He shared some plus minus stuff in for the playoffs because what ended up happening, for those that weren't paying attention, and Mazzulla talked about it after the game, they decided to do hack a Mitchell Robinson. And that's not new. They did that in game 1. But they did it not to get him to the foul line. So the Knicks weren't in the bonus yet. I think there was like 4 minutes left maybe. Ball gets across half court. Tatum hugs Mitchell Robinson. They call a foul. Then they hand the ball in. This time Al hugs Mitchell Robinson. And this was not to put Mitch Rob to the line, but it was to get them into the bonus so that the Knicks would have to take Mitchell Robinson out the game. Now, Mitchell Robinson, as regulator put in the chat, was plus 19. And so what they wanted to do was get him out there so he couldn't be out there anymore. Now, listen, I don't want to be this is not supposed to be Mitchell Robinson slander, okay? I think clearly, plus minus, Mitchell Robinson was really good. All right, I understand that. If you are fouling to just get him out the game, you are treating Mitchell Robinson like he's Shaquille O'Neal. Like it's Mitchell Robinson, guys. And you are the Boston Celtics. You are the title favorites. You have guys specifically designed to be able to attack guys like that. You have speed, you have the shot, you have different playmakers, you have ball movement, they have weak defenders out there. Like there were ways to attack Mitchell Robinson, and to just put yourself in the bonus on your own to get somebody like Mitch Rob out the game is bad shit. If that is what we're doing, put Mitchell Robinson in the Hall of Fame. He's been playing like 15 to 18 minutes a game, and we're going out of our way to put the Knicks into the bonus. Now, this didn't necessarily backfire, but this is a one-possession game. What if there's like a touch foul that normally wouldn't put the guy to the line? Now, all of a sudden, you're sending Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges to the line for 2. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's Mitchell fucking Robinson. It's crazy. Uh, oh God, I just couldn't believe it. Anyways, it's and that again, that is not even Mitchell Robinson slander. It's just they're treating Mitchell Robinson like he is, Wilt Chamberlain. I also want to give Luke Cornett a little love here, and this might feel like backhanded love to the rest of the team. I thought Luke Cornett was the best big man out there for Boston last night. I thought he was incredible. Luke Cornett was outplaying all of the other Celtics bigs, man. He had 6 points and 8 boards in his 18 minutes, did a good job rim protecting. Porzingis, again, we mentioned 8 points and 4 boards, but can only go 14 minutes. And listen, KP out there obviously is good. He's a good rim protecting guy, can stretch the floor. But the biggest thing right now is KP only playing 14 minutes is Al has to play 30 minutes. Al, 2 for 11, 0 for 5 from 3, 4 points, 4 boards, 3 steals. And yeah, dude, he's just tired, man. The every other day thing, he's closer to my age than he is Tatum's age. And now you're asking him to defend Cat. You're asking him to switch on to Brunson. Like you're asking him to do way too much. And again, I feel like I'm focusing way more on the Celtics than I am the Knicks. And I'm not trying to discredit the Knicks because the Knicks out executed, they out coached, they out clutched everything Boston had done. I'm like, you could feel it. I mean, I think and I know I'm on the Celtics side of things. I'm a Celtics fan, but you could feel it in the arena. You could see it on the players' faces. Like it couldn't have been a tighter bunch of guys. It felt like the 2022 Celtics were vaulted right back into 2025, like we went back to the future or something like that. It was just incredible. I do think, like I said this last night, I feel so confident in this. The Celtics are either going to win this series in 6 games or lose it in 4. I think it's almost like a shooter thing, right? Where once you see the ball go through the net, I think once they break the seal, once they rip the Band-Aid off, they're going to just rip off a bunch of W's. However, I don't feel confident that they can win a single game right now. The Celtics obviously have been a better team on the road than they were at home this year. Yeah. You can say all that shit in the world. You can say all you want in the world. But it doesn't. Now it's a new. They also beat the hell out of the Knicks in the regular season. So the regular season, the postseason, not necessarily the same thing. Regulator in the chat said Vegas had Boston in the finals after the game. Yeah. You know what though? Regulator, I actually think this has more to do with the fact that the Cavs are also down 0-2. So Vegas is with all of us right now. We have no idea what the fuck's going on. Right? We have Denver beats OKC and then loses by 400 last night. Like we have no idea what's going on. DJP said if it was any other team than the Knicks, I would say 2024 Mickey Mouse run is now coming out in light. But the Knicks, who are ass versus good teams, DGP, I have no idea what this comment means, and maybe I Ron Burgundied it, and I started reading it before I started saying it out loud before I read it. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know who you're referring to as Mickey Mouse. I don't know what this means. But yeah, so listen, the good news for the Celtics and for the Knicks, honestly, game 3 is in New York, but it's not until Saturday afternoon. So they have the extra day off. And who knows, maybe Porzingis gets an inhaler. Maybe Tatum remembers how to close. I mean, Tatum has been awful. You just get 1 for 5 from 3, 5 for 19 from the field. I believe he is now 14 for 42, I think, in the series from the field, because I believe he's missed 14 attempts in both games so far. He's just been bad. He's just been really, really bad. Drew Holiday, I think, at least he looks healthy. He's moving around in a fun way. I don't know. I kind of want to see more Pritchard minutes, but he did play 22. So, I don't know what else you do from there. But if you're the Knicks, you got to feel awesome, man. I mean, obviously, you won both games on the road, but I feel like the Knicks haven't even played their best basketball yet. Outside of their fourth quarters, they're just shutout rounders and John Malkovich hacking around the alligator blood, right? That's what they were doing in the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, once it gets close, they take over. But if we get back to New York and, Spike Lee's out there, Ben Stiller's ripping his shirt off, like Zach Cherry of Severance, everybody's just hanging out, the vibes might be a little bit different. I don't know. DJP said Boston in 2024 had a run where all the opponents were injured. Now the team they are 0-2 is healthy. It's weird. Yeah, you know what, though? People love to orgasm to comments like this because, it's a Mickey Mouse run. Every single year is a Mickey Mouse run, right? No, the Minnesota Timberwolves took on the Lakers, a team without a center, and now they're playing the Warriors without Steph Curry, and nobody's doing that. I mean, Denver beat a Miami Heat team, an 8 seed in the finals. The Lakers won in the bubble. Golden State beat a Boston team that couldn't hold a 20-point lead. Like, you could do this for every single championship, but people just do it to discredit the teams they don't like. That's just their thing. Has not having Hauser hurt? I mean, I guess like as an option, it hurts not having Hauser. Hauser's been pretty ineffective down the stretch. But yeah, I mean, it limits their ability to go small. It forces Al to play more minutes or Luke to play more minutes. I mean, I think if they were just missing Hauser and KP, hey, Jack. Oh, you're talking about Mark Williams. I thought you were about to talk about Jackson Hayes. I was going to yell at you. There we go, DJP. But anyways, I think Hauser hurts just because it limits what they can do, even though he hasn't been super effective, right? You can't go as small with that. But yeah, man, the one other thing, and I know I've harped on this a lot, Mike Vrabel can't be the only fucking celeb we have in Boston. You know, like, can we stop with this? Like, the head coach of the Patriots. Also, maybe that doesn't always age well based on what a former head coach of the Patriots is doing right now, outside of just getting crazy as it feels like. Can we get Io Debris? Where are you at? Can we get Io? Matt Damon, stop filming the Christopher Nolan film for like an hour. Come back to the game. Ben Affleck, where are you at? Where are you at, Ben? Casey, I'll even take Casey Affleck, even though he's problematic. Like, can we get anybody else besides Vrabel and like the third Wahlberg? It's embarrassing. Not only did we lose both games at home, we now get to watch row 19 of the Knicks are going to have bigger celebrities than the guys that the Celtics had on the floor last night. Do better. It's like Bill Russell died and we gave up on putting famous, cool people down. Where's Kevin Garnett? I know it's round 2, but come on, everybody step up. Also, Paul Pierce might be walking to work today. I don't know if you guys were following along. He said if they lost that game that he was gonna walk to the studio, and then he posted it on Twitter how long it would take him to get there. So shout him out. But Bing Bong goes up 2-0, 2 wins away. Both teams in the East, the underdogs are 4-0 combined. We've got only one game tonight. So Friday night we'll have Friday night we'll have Cavs Pacers game 3 in Indy. And I will be fascinated to see who is actually healthy and available for the Cavs. But Celtics also, I believe, first team in NBA history to blow 2 20-point leads back-to-back or something. It doesn't even matter. We don't even have to read all of those stats. You can just fucking make them up at this point. This is embarrassing. It was embarrassing from Boston. I also think, like, the longer I do this, the more that I've been talking about basketball generally, I feel like I've suppressed my fandom quite a bit, where I'm just like, hey, you know what, though? I should just, like, love tuning into basketball. I just love competitive playoff basketball, you know? I lost my mind last night because you could just feel it happening in real time. Like, with 7 minutes left, I had no confidence that this team was going to win. This is the defending title team who has a top 5 MVP caliber player. And, Jaylen Brown, who an all-star. They've got Drew Holiday is a role player on this team. They are at home. They lost the first game, and then they had no ability to I had no confidence in this team. It's crazy. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be this guy. But, like, every April, right? Every April, or March, let's say March, there'll be something that goes around in sports media. And they'll be like, hey, it'll usually be somebody like Jay Williams, somebody that's like, he's not the headline of whatever the panel is, he's like the 5th guy on there. And he'll say, hey, at what point are we going to start considering Jason Tatum in the MVP conversation? You know what I mean? This guy wins 55 games a year, every single year. He rebounds. He defends. He's a 2-way player. He averages 28 and 12. It's shit like this. This is why he won't be. This is why. And, like, because we've seen it happen too many times. And I love Jason Tatum. I think Tatum is awesome. But he is so clearly a rung below those guys. And that's why he will always be the 5th man, He will always be the 5th man in that MVP conversation. And this is why, like, yes, you could be like, well, Luka doesn't play defense. I know. But still, I don't think you get eggs like this. I mean, 13 points, man. Just can't shoot the ball. And, like, well, I don't know. And I promise we're going to talk about OKC and Denver in a second. Why doesn't he go to the rim anymore? Is the Knicks interior defense that good? that he can't go to the rim anymore? And like he was a little bit more aggressive today with like driving, but then he kept getting to his spots, and then like along came Paulie, Kobe, just like yelling. I'm not yelling. I mean, just taking these like really tough shots instead of just forcing his way to the rim. Like he's big enough, and he did it all season long. All season long, he became more efficient around the rim with attacking, getting to the line, and it's just gone. And maybe I'm not giving the Knicks enough credit, but I haven't been seeing like lockdown defense. I mean, for sure they're making it a little bit more difficult, but it's freaking playoff basketball. It just gets harder. Maybe the coach should tell Tatum to go to the rim. Yeah, maybe. One more thing about the coaching too. So this was long discussed, but so the Celtics, after Brunson knocks down 2 free throws here in the fourth quarter to take the lead, there was like 8 seconds left, and the Celtics have the ball. They had a timeout left, and Mazzulla said they didn't want to take the timeout because they still had Brunson on the floor, and they basically wanted to run the same play they had just run previously. And to Mitchell Robinson's credit, he did a much better job defensively on that one. Kind of pushed Tatum the other direction. Mikal Bridges rips it away. And then that's all she wrote. But it is wild to me to have not been able to get a shot off in 2 consecutive games with the game on the line. It's crazy. It is crazy. Who is the main assistant for Boston? Do they miss Lee? I don't know why I'm blanking on his name right now. Is it Sam Cassell? Sam Cassell still there? I don't know why I'm blanking. Or did Sam go with Doc? I can't remember. I don't know. Yeah, they may be missing Charles Lee, but that's not why they're losing these games. It's not. They did lose. And again, I'm not trying to discredit the Knicks. I think the Knicks did exactly what they needed to do. And they just were clutch down. They were mentally tougher than the Celtics team in the fourth quarter. I mean, you could physically see it. It's weird to physically see a mentally tougher team, but you could see it last night. Let's do the other game. Wow, 23 minutes of just me yelling. I hope this is good content. I feel like I'm just cranky. This game was nuts. We don't even have to spend that much time on it. 149-86. You guys want to see some crazy shit? The Celtics scored 3 more points than the Thunder in the first half. So let me say that again. Celtics, 90 points after 4 quarters. Thunder, 87 points after 2 quarters. And this is like, listen, this doesn't mean the Thunder are going to win the finals, but this is how I know this is a serious basketball team. They lose game 1 on the road, of course. I mean, at home. Of course, it's a long series. They had brain farts down the stretch, both from coaching, both from execution, from free throw making. They came out in game 2, and they beat the pants off of this team. They spanked them, and they made that statement. And again, this does not guarantee they get out of the West or even win this series, but they were like, no, listen, our backs are against the wall. We cannot go on the road now. We can't lose both games at home, be down 2-0, and then listen to everybody run their mouth about how playoff experience, blah, blah, blah. They went out there and they dominated from start to finish. They put up 45 in the first. They outscore them by 24 points in the first, by 7 points in the second. For you, again, the math virgins in the chat, that's a 31-point lead at halftime. And then they were like, well, third quarter, weird stuff can happen in the third quarter. And weird stuff did happen, except it was more of the same. 37-20 in the third. Final score 149-106. Everybody on the Thunder scored 50 points, I think. Let's look at it. SGA, 11 for 11 from the line, 11 for 13 from the field. Missed 2 shots. One of them was a 3, so only 1 2-point field goal he missed. 34 and 8 from him. Chet Holmgren bounced back with a double-double. 15 and 11, 4 stocks. J Dub had 17 and 7. You got Hartenstein at 14 and 8. Hartenstein, really early on, kind of set the tone with bucket after bucket, and then the Dort report with 12. Isaiah Joe got 14. Wiggins got 10. But one key difference that I saw here was Jay Will, the other Jalen Williams, the bigger Jalen Williams, actually got a little bit of run here with 12 minutes. And I think that was an interesting wrinkle as I think we all expected Caruso to play a bunch of minutes. He only played 10, which I actually think that's probably good because you don't want to be relying on Caruso games every single night. But I think what the Thunder tried to do, they were like, listen, we know Jokic is the best player on the floor right now. And if there's anything we can do to get him out of the paint, right? Because the Thunder got absolutely smoked in game 1 on the boards. And so OKC brings in Jay Will, And like, listen, he's not a crazy stretch five, but he can make threes, right? He went 1 for 2 from three. He's at least a threat to knock down a triple. And so that pulled Jokic out a little bit, and it saved them on the glass. As we saw, excuse me, the Nuggets got 38 boards in this game, 13 of them offensive, which is kind of crazy. And then, so they actually got out rebounded. The Thunder had 44 boards, 44-38. So that, I wonder if we see that moving forward, if we see the Thunder continue. And I mean, again, Jay Will's not going to play like 25 minutes or anything like that, but I wonder if we see a little bit more. And yeah, as Regulator pointed out, SGA was a plus 51 in this one. I do think too, like comparing this series to the Celtics series, like I thought it was more important. I thought it was more important. I thought it was more important for the Knicks to win game 2 than it was for the Nuggets. Like if the Knicks win game 1, lose game 2, I think everybody confidently would feel the Celtics were going to win that series in 5 or 6, right? I think OKC, like, Denver, I think they were just like, can you believe we stole a game in OKC? And I think they're happy to go back 1-1, right? That's the goal. I think you're going to see a similar effort tonight from Golden State and Minnesota, although we'll talk about that game in a little bit. So I don't think there was like true panic mode. If anything, they kind of rested their guys a little bit. Jokic only played 32 minutes. Shout out Jokic, too. Just fouled the hell out of himself. He's like, let me just get out of here. Also, yeah, congrats, J-Mag. Congrats. I'm happy for the Thunder fans. You guys would have lost your mind if they went down 0-2. But yeah, like he played 30-something minutes. You got Porter Jr. only had to play 25. Gordon only played 27. Murray 31. So a lot of Russell Westbrook in this game. He was the only one. He was minus 30, maybe their best player. One other note, too, about Denver. I noticed that the bandaging, the protective wear on Michael Porter Jr. is slowly getting a little bit lighter. So maybe that's good news. Game 3, I believe, is Friday, right? I think Friday, or that's tomorrow, we'll have this game 3 in Denver, and we will also have game 4 of Cleveland. No, game 3 of Cleveland and Indiana, excuse me. So both game 3s on Friday. That's right. Only having one game tonight is throwing us off a little bit. But I don't think there's really too much to take away. I think there's probably some sort of middle ground here. I think we're going to see a lot of like 8 to 10 point leads from OKC in Denver. And it's like, can Denver close the gap in the fourth quarter? I think we're going to see something like that. Regulator in the chat giving us some stats saying just checked plus 51 highest in NBA playoff history. Wow. And yeah, MPJ is still not, Jokic said MPJ is still not confident. Yeah, I mean, he's hurt. MPJ is for sure hurt. 2 for 10 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3. I mean, they were just kind of chucking there late. But I mean, it's so clear he's not 100%. There was a report after the first round, or I think maybe before game 7, that after, like, he needs help getting his jersey on and off because he can't pick his arm up over his shoulder. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely hurt. He's gotten through it. That's for damn sure. But game 3 will be fun in Denver. We'll see how the Nuggets respond. I feel like you could see a very competitive game, and that's kind of what I expect. But also, like, who knows? Maybe the Thunder just kind of like snapped into gear. We still haven't really gotten a great J Dub game. I assume one of those is coming soon. But anyways, congrats to OKC. Got their win, 1-1. They showed that they are in championship form, while the Celtics just pissed it away. All right, let's do tonight's game. So you're going to see here, sorry guys, we're going to multitask for a second. You are going to see the Timberwolves here are favored by, I believe, 10.5, which has proven to be almost wrong every single time, except for the Thunder game. But the Celtics were also 10.5. Golden State. Oh, we're not buying tickets. Jesus, we clicked the wrong thing. Golden State here is 1-0 in the series. They stole game 1, right? What is going on? Oh my God, my computer's having a seizure. We saw they stole game 1. Here we go. Minnesota 10.5, over under 201.5. That's a gross little total right there. Gross little total. $60 if you want to get in at Minnesota. I would like to congratulate both Chris Finch and Steve Kerr for bitching, both in between games, being like, yeah, we were taking some video because we didn't like what they did, and we sent it to the league because this has to be stopped. There's too much contact. I don't like the contact our guys are getting, so I took some video evidence and I sent it to Mr. Adam Silver to make sure that they don't do that again. Congrats to both of you bitches for doing that. Steph Curry, though, the ruling came, or the announcement came down yesterday. It is a grade 1 hammy sprain. He is going to be reevaluated in 1 week, which means he's already out for game 2, which is tonight, for game 3 on Saturday, and game 4 on Monday. He is going to miss the next 3 games. And listen, I don't want to go full Dr. Zakarian on you. All right. He's not playing the rest of this series. He's definitely not playing games 5, 6, and 7. There's no way he's ready to go in a week. Hamstring sprains strains take forever. They take forever. He's also 37, and he runs an insane amount. Like, I think Brian Windhorst shared on the Hoop Collective that after game 7 or during game 7, Steph Curry ran more than like any player has in playoff history or something like that, based on like the ground he covered. There's no way. Yeah, there it is. Regulator right there. Bang, bang, bang. Look at us. In sync, baby. In sync. Bye, bye, bye. I don't think he's going to be ready to go, you know? And though, like, remember Devin Booker had a hamstring thing and he was out forever. And this is like a 3-week recovery time typically for something like this, especially the way he plays. Like, I don't know how you come back and like use that hammy on 70%. And listen, Steph has proven people wrong his entire career. And if there's anybody that could go out there and do that, sure, Steph could. But I don't expect to see him for the rest of the series. However, Buddy Hield has taken some of that Steph Curry juice and is out there now hitting crazy amounts of threes. So who knows? I suspect Minnesota, even though it's been 2 consecutive games of shooting like they are the Boston Celtics, I don't suspect that they do that again, and that Minnesota will be a little bit more aggressive in the same way of what we saw from OKC yesterday. Now, the difference is I do think this zone that Golden State is throwing at them is fucking with the Timberwolves a little bit. I think it's also allowed Draymond Green to be like, I'm the captain now, right? Draymond has been playing some of the best defense of his career, it feels like. I can't believe he's dialed it up like this. And I know we see all the smoke screens of him just punching people and getting technical fouls and doing dumb shit and then getting on the podcast calling Dylan Brooks a sucker. But at the same time, he has been awesome. He also, I think, back-to-back games where he scored 15-plus points, which that seems, I think the last time that happened was when he was at Michigan State. So Draymond has been playing really good hoops. We also are due for a Jimmy Butler goes for 40 game soon. I don't know how healthy he is, but I'm sure one of those is coming. But now, I mean, the real challenge here for Golden State moving forward is like, who else plays for them? You know, like, are we really going to see Mustache King, Lacrosse Bro, Pat Spencer play 20 minutes? Or is Moses Moody finally going to knock down some jumpers? Is Jonathan Kuminga, it's crazy. They just keep losing guys, and they're like, the most we can play Kuminga is 11 minutes. How much does he get paid next year? You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anyone's value go down more aggressively than, like, you would think if he got into the game, maybe he'd be ready and then would be able to just like rehabilitate his image and his value a little bit. But man, I feel like every time he goes out there, he's losing $1.5 million next year. He's looked rough. Podziemski hasn't really shot the ball well last couple games. I wonder if we get some of that. Yeah. Regulator, remember this? They were like, Kuminga and Podziemski are off the table. But yeah, I wonder if we get a Podziemski game at some point, if his 3-ball starts falling. I don't know. Quentin Post. There we go. We're gonna get some post minutes. I don't know. They've kind of stopped going to post a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how Minnesota goes. I know we talked about it yesterday, and the chat was kind of on board with this. Do we see less Rudy, more Nas? Less Rudy and more Nas? I think that's probably the move. And then Dante DiVincenzo, man, when are you going to start hitting threes? You know, he's shooting the ball like he's hitting a lot of threes. He's shooting the ball like me in my 40-plus league, where I'm like, tween, bang, and then not hitting it, but making it feel like I'm hitting it the way that I'm moving. If Dante starts knocking down some triples, then maybe. I think that's it, though. I think Minnesota comes out there and whoops that trick, if you will. I think that's what we see. I think they get that. They go back to Golden State 1-1. And I think listen, if you're Golden State, I think you're fine. You already completed your goal. I think you'll know a lot in the first quarter. If Golden State feels like they have a fight in this game, they will throw everything they have at it. I think if they're down like 8 after 1, 14 after 2, I think after the first rotation in the third quarter, you're going to see some of those bros sit down, and then they'll be like, let's take this back to the Bay Area. Let's be healthy and ready to go. And then let's do everything we can for game 3. At least that's what my game plan would be. That's what Coach Zakarin would do. Starting 5 for the Warriors hasn't been listed yet. No, I don't think so. I can tell you what the projected one is, though. Let me go to Roto Grinders. Let's see what we got for NBA starting lineups. Let's see what they have. So for the Timberwolves, they've got Old Man Conley, Ant-Man, McDaniels, Randall, and Rudy. Wow, they got Golden State playing really small. This is the projected starting 5 tonight for the Dubs. Brandon Pod God Jemski, Gary Payton, not the first, but the second, Buddy Hield, Jimmy Bucks, and then Draymond Green. That's the starting 5. That's some serious small ball shit. I will say I like the Kevon Looney minutes. He's been pretty good for them. So maybe he gets a little bit more run too. I don't really know. Sorry, we're gonna take a coffee sip. Oh man. But yeah, that's gonna be some real small ball. So I wonder, maybe Rudy dominates like we see game 5 from the Lakers against the Warriors tonight, or maybe we get more of the same where, it's the first half and we're like, oh man, I think we gotta go more to Nas. But I think Minnesota takes that one. And then on Friday, Cleveland is favored by 2.5 on the road here. As you can see, they head to Indiana. That makes me think the Vegas thinks they're going to get their starters back. So again, in game 2, they were without everybody: Hunter, Mobley, Garland. The Garland turf toe thing is a pretty serious injury. I do think I thought it was kind of weird and lame. A couple of people have been doing it. Like I saw it on ESPN. I think some other people too. We're just like, this dude is a coward. He has to play basketball. I just don't believe that Darius Garland doesn't want to be out there. You know what I mean? I don't like. There's no way you grind through a regular season to get to the postseason and then like not want to be out there. I just don't believe that. I think it's hard. It's hard enough to get to the NBA that if you don't have that competitive switch, like what are you doing? So I like to believe that he wants to be out there. And a turf toe is something that you like miss weeks for. So I guess the alternative is you rule him in. And I don't think turf toe is something that can get worse. It's just like a pain management thing. You rule him in, you run him out there, and then if he's awful, what? Do we then blame him for being awful, or do we say like the medical staff was dumb for letting him? Like I don't like the narrative that he's letting his team down by not being available. I don't know. I have a tough time. Cavs left Garland in game 3 of last series too long. I thought so too. Like I don't really know. I don't love that. But we'll see. The Mobley Hunter stuff, it's kind of like what theory do you subscribe to? Do you think that the Cavs were doing gamemanship by leaving them as game time decisions all the way up until game time and then ruling them out? Do you think they were just doing that so that the Pacers couldn't game plan for what kind of roster the Cavs were throwing at them, or were they true game time decisions? I haven't seen too much reporting actually. Let me pull up the Cavs beat reporter. I haven't seen anything. I think his name is Chris Fedor. Does that sound right? Chris Fedor, who crushed it, Cavs beat reporter. Let's see if he's got anything. Injuries not just limited to Darius Garland, something to keep an eye on. Let's see. No, it doesn't seem like we got any real reporting. So we'll have to wait and see. Cavs are saving Hunter to use against Tatum. There you go. Bang, bang. That's good. Anything else happen that we need to get into from the last 24 hours? I feel like that was kind of it. I feel like I've emotionally come to like one of the saving things from my Celtics fandom of them just being bad right now. It's going to be great for content in the off season, especially on our Celtics Daily channel. Also, my underdog bags are super packed right now. We've got a lot of Knicks. We've got a lot of we got the Knicks. We've got the Wolves, and we got the Nuggets. So we'll see. Regulator was asking for an old man hoops update. Yeah, I did that yesterday, but yesterday's show was a little bit later, so maybe a lot of people missed it. We're 5-0, baby. 5-0. The old man, the God Squad, the 40 plus, 5-0. I only hit 1 3. Only took 3 of them, though. And it was a super physical game. I'll tell you, before I did this show, I put the BioFreeze stick on my back. My back is still bothering me 2 days later. I got knocked down a couple of times, but I got up again. Shout out Tub Thumping. We played some aggressive defense. We should have won by a little bit more. I've got, if you guys are tuning into 89 Cavs a little bit later this afternoon, I've got some good stories for you. I got some good stories. I'm going to save them. I don't want to burn those stories yet, and I want everybody to come hang out with the Cavs. But there was a guy that had a mental breakdown during the game on the other team. Was really upset, but it was very funny. Yeah, I should send KP a bio stick. You're right. Another Buddy Hield game. Listen, math would tell you it's not another Buddy Hield game, that it's like he's already shot out of his ass 2 consecutive games, game 7 against Houston and then game 1 against Minnesota. However, shooters be streaky. They be streaking. I kind of think maybe you just ride the wave. Just keep riding the Buddy wave. Bet the overs. Do a little slider. Say he hits like 7 threes tonight. Do a slider. I don't know. We need to go get a haircut today. Next time you see me, this hair is going to be toit. It's getting too long. And I got a wedding, which is a reminder. Let's close with this, unless you guys have more stuff in the chat. No NBA bit tomorrow morning, but if shit gets weird tonight, if we get an insane game, we're going to just go live right after the game. So I'll let you know. I'll tweet it out. I'll put it in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, by the way, come hang out. I'll drop a link to that right now. But yeah, if some weird stuff happens tonight, we'll definitely fire it up. We'll jump in there. Go check out Playback. I'm sure they're playback in games. Our guy Sneeps has been doing some stuff with the TSD Garden. So if you want to check that out, you can. And then, also our Weisberg is firing up on the NBA bit. So, go support the bros, use multiple tabs, multiple tabs, boost the numbers for the bros. But I think that's it. I think we're going to call it there. A tight 42 minutes. I shouldn't be doing that because my back's also a little tight. And we'll see you this afternoon with the 89 Cavs or tonight if we get some weird stuff. Celtics, wake your ass up, baby. Wake your ass up. Celtics in 6.